Hey guys, a lot of you have been asking me, so here it is, a training on how to make a good Facebook post. Basically, the anatomy of what makes a good post. So, although many things go into gathering loyal customers and distributors on social media, like engaging, messaging, following up, posting is the minimum requirement, and I want to dive into what makes a good post. So, number one is the content, like the wording that you're using or the photo with the wording. The second thing would be the frequency, how often you're posting. And the third thing is the ratio. So we'll dive into the first thing here. I have some notes for me, so I'm going to be looking this way a lot. So a photo, a photo should be a list of things. Your photo should be visually pleasing. Your photo should be clean. It should be legible, not blurry. It should be watermarked with either your Instagram handle, like your Instagram name, or your website. And it should be watermarked with the same or similar font as any other fonts being used on the picture. So if you made it or if another distributor made it and is letting you use their results, um, the best thing you can do is use the same font for your watermark. Um, your photo should be authentic. It should never be Googled or stolen. It should be credible. It should be understood. So understood, like you can clearly tell that you're advertising wraps because you're stating it's a before and after for wraps, and maybe it lists how many wraps were used, something like that. It should be simple and it should be interesting and intriguing. It shouldn't be overwhelming and it shouldn't be over informative, especially on information like pricing or what the product does. That is just too much wording and you're vomiting on people, and they're basically just getting all the information that they need and not going to come to you with any questions, especially on pricing. A photo should also be branded. And what I mean by that is it should like speak to all your, how do I say this? Like it should be close to what you post on the regular. So for me, I've decided that I'm going to use certain fonts and certain styles of posts to brand myself. So mine are all going to use like similar fonts. So here's someone that went Ruby, Tori. And so I'm using this font to put Ruby and the monthly average. So I'm trying to brand myself with white and clean and cursive, those types of fonts. And I'm just going to put wording over top of people's pictures. I'm not going to do a lot of like grids. Um, and I'm not going to do a lot of black, green, and bling because people see a lot of that. And so I'm going to brand myself differently. Another thing I'm liking to use is like, sorry, really, oh my goodness, here we go. Really like fresh, clean flowers. I don't know why the lighting here. Okay, there we go. The fresh, clean flower look. So really branding myself that way. And I feel like, especially when you borrow photos from other people in the team pages, they've already branded themselves that way, where they're using certain fonts or certain colors in their fonts or backgrounds. So make sure that when you're using things, you either create a new background or like a layout or new font, or ask for the originals, especially if like your clients are sending you, and if your loyal customers are sending you their photos and have already put the fonts on there and it's not like what you would use or brand yourself with, make sure to ask them for the originals so you can grid it together and use your own fonts and things like that. So again, I like mine really fresh and white. So another thing about backgrounds is I've steered away from colorful backgrounds. Even black, I feel like sometimes it seems like you're trying to hide something. And white, Um, so like here's one where it's just white and just has like really simple fonts, and then my watermark across, which is really faded. I like to use my Instagram handle or my website. I've actually doing more of my Instagram handle lately, but I like to do it really faint, and it's really just to keep other people from taking your photos. And I don't think that people, I think at the beginning I thought if I put my website on everything, then people will know where to go and order. But really, our team prides themselves on helping them through the order process and gathering their information and doing it for them, because we're having better success that way and taking the task off people's hands. So people are not really likely to see your photo and go on the website because they saw it bold across your picture. So I think that it's sort of a like you're able to say what your website is, but you're not blowing it up in people's faces, um, so that it's not overtaking the photo and things like that. So here's another example of my website name on there. And that one's a little bit more bold. I think if I did that again, I would probably tone it down a little bit and make it even more opaque and not as bold across there. But that is a good example of how I used the same font as I did what was already being used. In fact, I actually just cropped those myself to brand myself differently. Um, your content, so like any wording that you use, and note that a post does not have to be a photo every single time. I really like posts that are just wording. I think that especially obviously on Facebook is the place that you would do that. It really gets people to read the content because there is no photo. So content is a lot of the same things. Your content should be thoughtful, intentional, authentic, unique. People can tell when it's not you speaking, if like it's really scripty and like emojis that you don't use, things like that. So make it really unique to you. Make sure you're being honest in it, heartfelt and vulnerable. I think that the the best posts that I get feedback on from people, whether they comment, like it, private message me, speak to me later about it, they always comment about how on the post that I'm the most vulnerable and heartfelt, where I really pour my heart into the post, saying what I really feel, whether it's about the product, but more so about like the business, like why I got into the business and what it's done for me, things like that. So make sure you're being heartfelt and vulnerable because people will connect with that. Um, Make sure that the content is credible and meaningful and understood and romancing. And what I mean by that is the more that you can showcase what we're doing and the products in a positive light, that will romance people into want to trying it or being a part of the business. Um, that could also be exampled by um, you could have a romancing post by saying like being able to work from home with your children. Like I often take pictures of me on the floor playing with toys and my laptop right there. That's romancing people. People want what you're doing. They want to be a part of that. And so that's what I mean by romancing. It should be simple. It should be interesting. It should be intriguing. So not every post has to give away all the information about exactly what ThermoFit does and the pricing and whatever. It should more intrigue them into wanting to know more so that they comment or might message you, and that would get them into a conversation. It should never be overwhelming or over informative, okay? Um, so diving a little bit more into pictures and wording here. So I have some examples of some posts that I've seen, so I compiled them here and I'm going to show you. So this grid right here, All these pictures are blurry. They're images probably found on Google or stolen from others' pages, and they're clearly saved and resaved 4 times again. And they ended up being super low quality, and it just looks unprofessional, okay? Um, these ones right here, they are images, again, probably Googled or stolen, that are either literally reveal the fact that's not your client or just isn't believable because of the resaved, cropped, and edited look. So sometimes people accidentally steal the photos that have um, the other person's website name on it, or um, if they do like Photofy or PhotoGrid and it has like the watermark down in the corner, like right there. And then if you save it and put your own verbiage over top or your watermark over top, and then you save it again and it has another watermark, it's just super clear that it's not credible. Like, it's not your client, it's not you, um, and all those things. Then I have another example here, is these ones. Um, Again, images probably Googled or stolen that look resaved, poorly cropped, edited, and have unattractive backgrounds and embellishments. So that's my opinion. I don't like backgrounds that have the chevron and the flowers and the embellishments, or the like scrapbook look where it's like overlaid each other, or like the I don't know. I just don't find them attractive, and I don't. It certainly doesn't go with my brand, and so just ask yourself what your brand is. If that's you, if you like flowers and chevron background, then make sure that that's consistent throughout. But be careful when you're posting something that, if you're like me and you like things white and fresh and clean and black and white, and all of your posts are like that, and then you throw in something with chevron and jewels and flowers, people are not going to, believe that it's you or your client, or someone that you personally wrapped or anything like that. So just be careful of that. And then the last one is giving it all away, like unofficial marketing images that give away the information, like lists of the products, prices, and so forth. The potential now has all the information that they need and no reason to talk to you for more info. We want to intrigue them enough to come to us in conversation. From there, we can guide them through their decision, just like we talked about before. Distributor photos that use the taboo phrase. This is the worst, okay? The taboo phrase, "join my team." So, like this one, "I want you on my team, join today for $99." Number one, they know the price now, and they're going to immediately think, it's too much, I don't have $99. No one wants to join your team, okay? Annie has said this before, and it's my favorite thing. No one wants to join your team. What they do want is a solution to their problem. So if their problem is they want more friends, and you're showcasing through your posts that you are gaining friends in this business, that's what they do want. They want to join that. They don't want to join a team. They don't even know what that means. If their problem is that they need money, then you're showcasing what the business is doing for you money wise. They will want to be a part of that. But they don't know what join my team means. And it's really selfish. It sounds like you just want people on your team for your own benefit, and it's not a problem to their solution. So with that all being said, stop Googling images and stealing from others' pages. Use your own personal results. And if you don't have that, we have plenty of communal pics in the team page of our clients to start you off. And your goal is to be building your own portfolio, okay? Okay, so with that being said, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is your profile. So I'm going to talk specifically like Facebook. So Facebook, your profile should showcase your lifestyle, um, who you are, what you're about. It should showcase what the business and the products are doing for you and your clients and your team. It should showcase your goals. It should take people on an adventure. People want to follow fun people. They're not going to follow if you're not fun and positive and interesting. And you should be romancing your audience, and we talked about that. It should be free from shares, like clicking the share button, and let me dive into why that is. So I know we all love clicking the share button and sharing fun videos and pictures and quotes and quizzes, but Facebook is only shows you a portion of what is actually posted every single day. So this means not everyone sees the post that you make. And when you share an item, it becomes the highest on the priority list to Facebook. So it will show this to your friends versus like your product or business post that will be before it. So when you watch and engage on them as well, like other people's, you're telling Facebook that you want more of that. So it pushes more of that into your feed, and it again bumps more shares and things like that into other people's feed. So just it doesn't help your business at all. So just I urge you to just stop clicking share, stop watching and engaging on other people's shares, and just stop. Thanks. The other thing I want to talk to you guys about is the frequency. So a professional network marketer posts 8 to 12 times a day. And that's my goal every single day. I don't always hit it, but it's certainly what I try to do. Beginners that maybe they're like, I never post on Facebook. I actually didn't. I posted maybe once every 2 or 3 months on Facebook. That was it. A picture of my baby, that was it. So it was really hard for me to jump into posting a lot. So I would focus on 4 times a day. And so then we talk about ratio. So indirect versus direct versus like what your personal posts are. So there's kind of like a 3x3 rule. So every 3 personal posts that have nothing to do with It Works, you could post 1 post about It Works. And that doesn't always have to be before and after. That could be it could be an indirect post. So an indirect post would be me with my child on the floor playing games, but I also have my laptop. And so I could say like, we love puzzles or whatever. And then the hashtag could be like work from home with Kristen. And that's intriguing to people. Like, how is she working and playing with her child? So make sure that your ratio is good. If you're posting back to back, It Works, especially before and afters. People are going to A, unfollow you, and B, not believe like anything that you're doing, because you're just trying to sell them, they feel like. So don't post back to back. Make sure that you're breaking that up. There's apps like Buffer and other things to help you if you work a 9 to 5 or can't be on your phone all the time. But again, professionals post 8 to 12 times a day with a good ratio. And we can dive into that in another training about like what that ratio would look like. So programs, I use PhotoGrid, and I'll show you what that looks like. I use PhotoGrid right here, PhotoGrid, to crop my photos together. And then I save it, and then I open it in something called Photofy. And this one, well, I don't know why, but it changed the icon on me. But my, this lighting. Photofy, Photofy. Photofy is what I use, as it's pulled up, to put the wording, like lay the wording over top of my photos. And again, I keep it super clean, super simple. I don't do a lot of embellishments. Um, just make sure that you're branding yourself, okay? Um, you can also on Photify create from stock photos. So I can just do like a black background or gold glitter or something and put something like word over top of it. I use that a lot for my Instagram because you have to have a photo. Again, it doesn't have to be black, green, and bling. It doesn't have to include marketing images. So in the beginning, I was creating things like when people promoted, I was doing like little black squares that had the word executive and like what the monthly average was and congratulations, and I would put that underneath their photo, and everything was like really gridded. Um, and I decided that I would steer away from that, and so I showed you this before, but I'll show you again. And what I'm doing now is I'm just laying the wording over top of someone's photo and just putting the word Ruby and then maybe small print under of like what the average is. And then anything else that I would have wanted someone to know, like congratulations on promoting to Ruby, I'm putting that wording in the content now. I'm putting that in the comments or, in the caption so that it's just not as overwhelming and it's going more and more with my brand. And I'm trying to use, again, like one style of font. I'm doing like pairing like two styles, but make sure that they, again, brand yourself. Just a couple more notes here before we end. I know this is getting long. Sorry, guys. Make your own videos. So people love pressing play. So instead of sharing things, um, and because we know people love to click play, make your own videos, whether it's like personal or business. So like your kids running around and playing in the backyard or saying something funny or you making something funny with your friends. Those are so fun for people to click play on, especially on Instagram. And then what I like to do is then I throw something about the business. So today I made a video of me drinking my cleanse for the first time so people get to see my reaction to the taste. People love that stuff, okay, guys? um, your quotes. So lots of people love to share the quotes or to save the photo and upload the quote. And I do recommend not sharing, obviously, like saving and doing your own quotes. But here's another idea is that you could type it out because it doesn't always have to be a photo, especially on Facebook. I would suggest doing that. Another idea is to make it your own so it aligns with your brand. So if you find a quote that you really like, but it has embellishments or um, like a man in the background or something, and you want it to be like more black and white or gold glitter or whatever goes with your brand, like the font, type it out, like create a new one and make it go with your brand, okay? Um, and then the last thing I'll say about quotes is always put your thoughts behind it. So we get in the bad habit of posting the quote with like zero caption or like a smiley face, and really it's not helping our other posts. So try to include why you posted that and like what it means to you. Um, Another few ideas is customer review with having you tagged. So Annie talks about this a lot is when you have your clients, let's say for hair, skin, and nails, they send you their before and afters. Make sure that you align it, put your like font and everything, brand yourself on it, and then send it to them and say, upload this to Facebook, tag me in it, and then write your review. Another idea for Facebook posting is asking a question. So not everything has to be here's ThermoFit and here's the results, here's what it does. You can just say like, who of my friends is looking to lose weight in 3 months, and just see what you get, and then you can message people that way. Last thing I'll say is mix it up and be creative. I hope this helped you guys. Please comment what other questions that you have. Maybe it's about like what programs I'm using or how I align things. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you guys. Post your takeaways, ask your questions, and tag your teams. Thanks, guys.